Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Last time, as we have started chapter number 3, and chapter number 3, which is based on organization culture. Organization culture, which is very important, or we can say that it's a big bone of any organization. If any organization want to be succeed in any marketplace, so that organization will be based on their culture. Ahmed Darzi,
او جی راځي استاده خو ډیر پخې راځي استاده
مننه ژوندی اوسئ. Okay, as you guys already know that the pattern of our class, that when at the beginning we will have some questions. I'm asking from you guys, and you guys are answering the questions, and then we moving on to our lectures. So, Bahishta Nuri. I'm going to ask you questions. So, who is ready to answer it? Abdul Latif, Adina, Imran, Bahishta, Masi.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Bahishta.
Okay.
Bahishta, I'm asking you a question. The question is, Bahishta, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's a general question.
Yeah, I'm present.
Bahishta, are you working somewhere? Okay, leave it. Okay, now, organization culture. As we discussed last time about organization culture, and we discussed about that basically organization culture is the personality of any organization, and culture is comprised of assumption, values, norms, and tangible signs of organization members and their behaviors. As we talk about that, organization culture is similar like the personality of somebody. Like as a human being having personality, similarly, organizations are having culture. Every organization is a dynamic culture. They are different from one another. If you go to any product-oriented company, their culture is different. If you go to any service-oriented company, their culture is completely different. Now, every culture is different. It's derived from assumptions. Now, the culture came from assumptions. And assumptions of who? Assumptions of top management. They assumed, they perceive the culture, they imagine the culture, and they're trying to bring that culture in the shape of values. In the shape of values. And the values, they communicate. They communicate with the members. They communicate with the people, with other members of organization, so that they bring into the reality. Once the leader assumed about any culture that this organization culture should be like this. Like what does it mean in culture in here? Now culture mean in here the job, how employees will perform the job. What will be the interaction between employees? How an employee can communicate the problems with the top management, with the lower management, how they can communicate with each other. Now some sort of culture. Now this culture will be drawn, will be made in term of rules and regulation, a written statement. Now whenever you entered whenever you are signing any agreement with an organization, at the beginning you are signing the agreement. Inside the agreement, a lot of points are listed there. A lot of points are mentioned there. So when you are reading all those points are relevant to the organization. That what will be your role or responsibility, and how you're going to perform your job, and what is your timing of your job timing, with and which time you will come, and when will you go back, and how much time you have spent here. So what will be your relationship, your position, everything is mentioned in your agreement when you're signing there. Now in here, the organization is telling their culture in a term of written statement. In term of written statement, they want to communicate their culture in term of written statement. When you are reading the written statement, you are awareing yourself that what that organization requiring from me. So that what the assumptions they communicate their assumptions. They can communicate their ideology in term of written statement. When you read and sign the agreement, now in here you confirm that you understand what is the values, what are the values of that organization, what that organization demanding from me, what they want from me. So definitely you will ask a question from yourself. So why they are hiring me? So why they are hiring you? What they want from you? When you answer these questions, you believe these are the values of the organization, what they're demanding from you. That now when you come about norms of the organization, now when you are reading all these statements and reading and signing the agreement, come to the norms what is telling you that you have to do that. In the norms, you have to follow the norms of the organization. Like what are the norms of organization? When you enter inside the organization, you have to wear three-piece suit, you have to wear a card, you must be fresh, you must be clean. So that is the norms of what that is a norm. So that is a norm. That norm is relevant to your visible manifestation, your outer look, one norm. Because without wearing suit, you are not allowed to enter inside the organization. Without wearing a card, you're not allowed to enter and sit inside your office. So that's what the rules and regulations, the rules and regulations which is put inside the policies. Now when you are signing the policy, when you are signing the rules and regulations, you understand that at the first stage you sign the agreement, what the role responsibility is said that, and later on they will sign another terms and conditions. They will sign another terms and conditions in the shape of disciplines that you have to follow that. You have to follow that because every person came with has culture. Every person came with has or her culture to the organization, but organization having itself own culture. So that's why they don't want other culture to influence their organization culture. They want everyone should adopt the organization itself culture rather than they bring their own culture. That's why they put disciplines, they put rules and regulations. So when you follow rules and regulations, so you will be rewarded, you will be promoted and upgraded. And when you avoid and when you deny, so you will be what? You will be punished. So at the beginning stage, so you have to follow the norms and rules and regulation of that organization. Now, culture is one of those terms that are difficult to express. When you're talking about the culture, it's very difficult to express it. Unless and until when you are entered there, when you spend time, when you observe there, and everything after that you analyze about that organization, so how it is. For example, culture of large and profit corporation is quite different that hospital, which is quite different that and from the university. When you go to corporate cultures, that's completely different. When you go to the hospitality culture, hospitality industry, that's completely different. When you come to service industry, completely different culture you will see there. So every culture, every industry have a different culture, but these cultures came from the assumptions of a top management or assumption of the leader that he communicated that assumption in the shape of values, once he communicated in the shape of values, now in values, employees are accepted, and later on, once the values are accepted, later on, what have done that? Now they are following strictly by the norms. They accepted that this is going to be done. That's it. In the shape of norms. In norms, here we have organizations made rules and law. Organizations made policies. Organizations make disciplines, rules and regulations. They fixed it. So, but you have to follow that. Now see that. Now you can tell the culture of organization by looking. As I said, that you can tell the culture. Now when you enter any organization, you observe that. We observe that by looking the arrangement, by dealing with the gatekeeper, by dealing with the security guard. So you understand that how the culture is going to be. Now when you enter, for example, you have a meeting with somebody, and you are entering that organization at the first stage. At the first stage, the gatekeeper is very dealing with you with very honestly, with very integrity. They're giving you a lot of respect. Now from here, you understand the culture of that organization. From here, you understand the culture of that organization, that how they're going to treat you, how they are going to dealing with you. So see, some of the organizations, they will not give you a lot of protocol, but from that point of view, understand that how the culture is. Now at the beginning stage, when you enter inside the organization, when you observe the building, when you see the people, when you meet with the people for the first time, when you handshake with the people, from here you can observe how this culture is going to be, what sort of culture is this organization is having. For example, now see a lot of service industry here, like go to the telecommunication sector, like Etisalat, Ariba, or any other company. Go individually and observe their level of dealing. You will see completely different. Go to the bank industry, Azizi Bank, Bakhtar Bank, go any bank, go there, 2-3 banks, and observe that how they are dealing with you. See, first bank they will deal with a different, second bank will deal with a different, third bank deal with a different. Now their culture is different. Their dealing with you is completely different. Now here, now see, every culture is a perception of that leader, that top management. As we're going to define that, definition of organization culture. Culture of organization is a customary traditional way of thinking. Traditional way of thinking. Traditional way of thinking and doing things, which is shared to greater or lesser degree of all members, and which members must learn and at least partially accept it in order to be accepted. Imran, do not write anything. Accept it into service in the firm. Now see, organization culture is the way of doing things traditionally. Whatever the organization require from you, that you have to do that role and responsibilities. Look, not only you are doing the activities, not only you are performing your job, plus you are sharing information with others. Now you are educating the other members. Not only you are doing, plus you are communicating your duties, you're communicating with your information with other members, so that the other members should learn. What that expecting that? Organization culture is something that the doing activities traditional way. What the organization said, they will doing similar things. They will think same thing. And even whenever a new member came, look, they're expecting to what? Whenever a new member came to the organization, he must learn, he must accept partially. Now, how he accept partially? The rules and regulation of organization. By whenever a new member can join for the first time, because that's a fresher, that's a new man, completely new. He is not aware of everything, because he came from he studied a lot of books. He came from university, and now he came to in a practical life. He completely, when he observed things, now you see, it's completely different. Whatever I have studied, that is different. And whatever the practical things are going on, they're doing, the activities are going on, that is completely different. Now, from here, the other members of the organization, they start teaching them, they start conveying the information, the message that you have to do this like this, you have to do this, you have to do the work like this. Now, what? Now they are educating their new members. So the thing is that organization culture is doing the activities, doing the work in traditional way. Not only that you are doing the work, plus you are conveying the information to the new members, and plus the existence. Now, culture covers like look inside the culture, what comes? And inside the organization culture, what comes? Look, observe your duty, observe your organization. Wherever you are working, just imagine your organization. Just talk about your organization. Now imagine it that. The method of your production. Let's suppose if you're working in any production company. So see, the method of what is the method of production? It's also come under the culture. Your job skills. What are the job skills required for employees? Their technical skill, technical knowledge, and the attitude of organization toward discipline and punishment, how it should be. Like whether if employee follow the discipline, they will be rewarded. If they didn't, they will be punished. If employee came late for 1 day, for 2 days, so what will be the reaction of the organization? Whether they instigate him or cut the salary. What type of punishment they are following that? Look, the behavior, managerial behavior, how your managers behave. Like for example, when you need assistant, when you are in a problem, and when you are in a problem, so whether your manager helping out or not, or you are by himself sorting out, finding the solution for it. So whether your manager friendly or cooperative or rigid, what type of that your manager behavior is. Now see, it's a way of doing business, method of payment, how they pay you, how you get your salary, in cash or through your bank account, how they pay you, whether they deduct the salary or not. Now see, the values placed on a different types of work, believes in a democratic and living in a joint consultation. So whether the leader of the organization is a democratic style or having any other consultation style, democratic style, autocratic style, or laissez-faire style, or transaction style, or transformation style, what sort of leadership style he or she is following within an organization. If he is a democratic, definitely he will take opinion of their members, every single members. They take action on the basis of the opinions of their members. If autocratic, he take the last, he take the last decision by himself. But at the beginning, he just ask question from other members, but he take decision by himself. So the laissez-faire style, whether your leaders let you on your own, you're doing whatever you want to do or not. So see, transformation style or transaction style. So what sort of style is your leaders following that? So within organization culture is all these comes, your role and responsibilities, your job, your attitudes, your behavior, top management behavior, organization culture, your workplace, everything comes under the organization culture. Now see, look, culture shows up in both ways. It in visible and as well as invisible. Visible, which is appear, and people can observe, people can see. Invisible, that you cannot see. Now, what are the visible and invisible? When you see that visible manifestation of culture, look, the moment you enter the organization, you must wear a dress code. And what is visible? Your dress code, work environment, benefits, perks, extra relaxation facilities, conversation, work-life balance, title and job description, organization structure. These are visible manifestation of culture. These are visible, all those things, all the activities which is everyone can see. Dress code. If you take it from beginning, dress code, how your dress code is, whether you go to your organization with a shalwar kameez, or you have a formal uniform, or whether you are going with a casual suit, or no one can care, or no one care about your what you wear. So how your dress is, dress code, work environment. See, work environment is very flexible or rigid. Your starting time and any time is flexible or rigid. Do you have any relaxation time or not? Any relaxation, any extra, any like I said, snack food time or lunch time, prayer time, or mental relaxation time or not? Benefits. Is there or any some sort of benefits, extra benefits or not? Like inside the benefits, what do you have? Your like when you inside your office, like in winter, there should be a heater. In summer, yeah, there should be AC. Is there or not? Perks. Perks means we have extra benefit, extra facilities like a game station, nap, a relaxation room, a sleeping room where you can sleep for 5 or for 10 for a half hour. Is there a place? Do you have or not like such perks we have? Conversation between you and your co-members, between you and your co-members, between you and the top management, how you're communicating, whether you're communicating, the conversation is what? It is cooperative or some sort of helpers each other, or not, just every person is engaging his or her role and responsibilities, doing their his or her job and not even discussing with one another. Work-life balance. Work-life balance. Is there any work-life balance or not? For example, you're working for 4 o'clock, 8 o'clock, or all night. No. Or whether that organizations maintain you that up to 12, finish your work, up to 12, 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, and go to your home and take care of your children. Is it like this or not? Or it might be more than, or maybe some organization they say that no, you have to work up to 5 or 4 o'clock. That's it. We don't care about your family. We care about our work. We're paying you. You have to do the job, whether the actions is like this or not. Now see, title and job descriptions. Do you have your designation? Is your role and responsibilities clear? Do you know what is your job? Do you know about your task? Do you know about your what you are doing? About your role or responsibilities clear? You know what you hire for? Or simple one question that you ask from yourself. You might have asked or not. So why you are in a payroll? Why you are in a payroll? So did you answer this question? Whether they value your contribution or not. They give value your contribution or not. If yes, so it means that you are a valuable person. If your title is clear, if your role and responsibility is clear, your job title is clear, your salary skill is clear, everything is clear. So you are doing your own job, and your job is not switching from one place to another, or your role responsibility is not changing day by day, so it means that that organization is an effective organization and you are working there. Last one, organization structure. How the structure is. Structure it might be is considered. The structure is considered. They considered the leadership, whether there is a relationship with the top downward or downward to top. Now, for example, you are in a employees, you are in a simple line manager. So whether you can communicate your problem with the top management or not, or whether the top management came down and discussed with every single person or not. What sort of hierarchy is there? What sort of level of hierarchy is there? Whether that is flat organization structure or horizontal organization structure. Horizontal, you can directly meet to the top management. Flat, so it's difficult to meet because you have to pass on many other layers so that you can meet to the top management. What sort of structure is there? Flat or horizontal? So these are visible manifestation. These are visible manifestation of the culture. If you look at that, invisible manifestation. If you look at that, invisible manifestation. Number one, values comes. Number one,
सर आवाज कम जरा जी
सही शो
ना सर दे खराब आवाज दे
सही शो
वो सही शो
Number one, values. Number one is values. Now values, that is invisible manifestation of culture. Invisible, that's not visible, that values. Now, if I ask you a question, wherever you are working, what is that one thing which your company cannot compromise? What is that one thing which your company cannot compromise? Whether if your organization is productive organization, product oriented organization, so whether your company like that's the producing product, the product is, many companies, they will never compromise on quality of product. Their value is what? Productive, a quality product. To provide quality product, whatever the price is, but they concern a product, they concern quality product. Although they decrease their profit, but their main concern is quality product should be provided, because some sort of country, some sort of companies, their concentration is first priority is people. Their priority, first priority is people. They are giving first priority to people. Their second priority to the product, and third priority to the profit. They believe that we are people oriented. We have to provide a quality product to the people, a quality product to the people, because not only they are performing, but they also think this is our social responsibility, because we are performing, we are operating this society, but we have to give them with a quality product to this society. Now, private conversation. Private conversation. Now see whether something is hide from you or not. Look, inside the organization, there are lots of things which goes on, but that is silently and hidely goes on. That you are not aware of that, whether somehow like this or not. Is there any private conversation is going on that you are not aware? Because an organization, once you enter, you must be, the top management must negotiate every single information with you, so that every person's goal and objective should be clear, so that they should know what is going on. Invisible rules. There are some sort of laws and rules and regulation which is not communicated with you, whether somehow there is invisible rules or not. If there is invisible rules, they must communicate it with you or with other members. Attitudes. the behavior, attitudes of top management, attitudes of top management, how they behave, belief, the belief system, belief of employees, whether they love their job or not, whether they are, what is, if organization culture is good, if that is according to the norms and values of the employees, so definitely they start loving their job. Now, a word view. What other people talk about the organization, what others saying about the organization, moods and emotions, the feelings of employees, the feelings of internal employees, how they behave, if they get another opportunity from other organization, whether they leave or not, or they're staying there. So how their emotions, how they're connected with the organization. Unconscious interpretations. Unconscious interpretation means they are mentally, psychologically connected with the organization, whether you are psychologically connected with the organization or not. If somebody is saying something, a lot of bad words regarding your organization, but still you will not saying a single negative word toward your organization, or you are satisfying, you are showing yourself satisfying and not leaving that organization, whether it's like this or not, you are having deep rooted connection with the organization. These are the invisible manifestations.
Sorry, sir, I have one question.
Yeah.
About values and attitude. About the values, I didn't get the point, and about attitude, you mentioned that top management attitude is toward the organization, or its behavior toward the employees. What's this?
Okay. Attitudes is not relevant to top management. It's every individual person, and as well as with the top management. It's relevant with all. But attitude should be there. Like regarding your attitudes, if you are saying that I'm satisfied with my job, it is your positive attitude. If you're saying that I'm satisfied with my job, it is your positive attitude. If you say no, I'm not satisfied with my job, it is your negative attitude. Now, similar things. If we talk about the top management attitudes, they are following some theories, like in theory X and theory Y. They are following theories regarding when top management believe that my workers are motivated, my workers are satisfied, they are highly motivated, they love their work, they perform their job on time, so they are following theory Y. Theory Y tells that you have to give the reward. You have to give the reward to your employees. Or when top management believe that their employees are not motivated, they are not working on time, they are not coming on time, they're just doing work but not honestly, then they are following theory X. Theory X is what is telling that you have to follow, theory X, the leaders believe that employees are not motivated and they are not working honestly. So in the theory X, they come up with the punishment strategies. I hope you answered the question.
Thank you, sir. I get the point.
Okay,
thank you.
After 1 minute, it will be disconnected, so please rejoin with the same ID.
Okay.
Okay, now. Business leaders often assume that their company vision, values, strategies, priorities, they are synonyms with the company's culture. Now, every organization having a vision, every organization having values, every organization having strategy. But business leaders, they are just considering as a sentence of company's culture. They're putting all under the company's culture.